Hello, lovely ladies and lads of the interwebs. Welcome back to yet another video. I appreciate you choosing to waste the next 10 to 15 minutes of your life with me. I hope I can make it worth your while, or at the very least be slightly entertaining. So in this video, we're going to be doing yet another different thing. I tried something different a couple of weeks or days ago, depending on when this video gets out, and you guys responded very well to that. Thank you, by the way, to every single person who watched that video and supported it and commented and shared it. I absolutely appreciate you, and yeah, I love you. By the way, if you haven't seen the video, I'm going to be linking to it somewhere up here or there, and I recommend that you check it out. You might see something you don't see every day. But anyway, so in this video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to replicate a song style that is on the indie side of music. It sort of wormed its way into my playlists over the last couple of years and just dug its thirsty claws into the fleshy bits of said playlists, and it won't let me go. So I'm going to be trying to do something sort of in that style today, and we'll see how that goes. So I've affectionately coined this music as depressed, artsy fuckboy music. It's the kind of music that guys who unironically wear dad hats or folded beanies with cuffed skinny jeans and Doc Martens will put in their Tinder bio to try to seem more deep or tortured. You know what I mean? And at this point you might be wondering, what the fuck do I mean? So before I go any further, it kind of sounds something like this. Or something like this. And yeah, that's basically what we're gonna be doing today. I've been a very huge fan of this type of music for a while, and I figured why not try to write a song like this, because I can't stop listening to these songs lately, and it seemed like a good idea. Needless to say, this music is very aesthetically driven, whether that aesthetic be visual or audio. It's definitely there, and there's a texture to this music which is largely created by said aesthetic, and all of this I think is at the forefront of creating this music. I kind of feel like the people who sit down to actually write this music are very, very particular about the aesthetic of the song and the feeling that it evokes, and that's a sort of theme that I've tried to carry along in my music as well, because whenever I'm writing a song, I care more about how it makes people feel than whether they remember the words or not, which is probably not the smartest idea, considering the fact that I'm trying to get famous. But this is what I saw in this music, and this is what's really, really drawn me to it, and that's why I had the idea to try to write it, because I'm a very aesthetically oriented person. You know, I care about what seeing things makes me feel and what hearing things makes me feel, as opposed to actually remembering what I saw or remembering what is said in what I hear, you know? But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling now, and we're gonna get to writing this song. I'm gonna quickly bring the piano in front of me in a little bit, but before I do that, I feel obligated to do the YouTube thing. So if this is your first time seeing a video of mine, I encourage you to please like the video and subscribe. It helps me a lot with the algorithm. It lets Susan know that people are actually paying attention to my tomfoolery online, which means my video is going to be shown to more people. So moving on. Okay, so there's a couple of things I feel are the mark of a good, depressed, artsy, fuckboy song. And we're going to be going through those one by one as we traverse through this journey that we have embarked upon. The first one of those, in my opinion, is piano. Now, you can switch piano out with another instrument, like, say, a guitar or a guitar. It's pretty much just piano and guitar. Okay, if you listen to indie, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. And yeah, it has to have some big, solid, sad chords, you know, just that provide a nice thick base for the song to be built upon. So I messed around with some chords on keyboard. I'm not exactly the best at playing keyboard, but I can hold a note, literally. Ha. And yeah, I came up with this. Now that sounds, it sounds fine. It sounds okay. It's not exactly like the saddest that it can be, and so in this type of situation, or rather, what I've noticed in these types of songs, is you will have a basic chord progression like this one, but they tend to mess around with the voicings of the chords to like evoke a much like deeper feeling of sadness. So I messed around with some voicings as well, and I basically came up with this. Okay, so I reckon that's sounding pretty good. This is definitely something I will be playing in the background while contemplating my irrelevance existence at 3 a.m., as I'm sure we all do from time to time. And that's exactly what we wanted. So we're going to be moving on to the next thing. Okay, so the next part or element that I feel contributes to the mark of a good, depressed, artsy fuckboy song is the sound design. Now, the sound design basically creates an ambiance and an environment around the song and fills in a lot of the empty spaces where there isn't much instrumentation going on, and the songwriter or producer wants to keep your ears engaged. And like I said at the top of the video, this is the part that I feel lends very heavily to the aesthetic aspect that these songs or this music in general tends to embody. Now, this can be achieved in many different ways, from in-depth, proper sound design with different sound bites and panning from left to right and adding a shit ton of fucking effects, to just using a simple synth pad. And that's exactly what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be using a synth pad because daddy don't got time to be sitting for 3 days sound designing for a YouTube video. Also, I'm not very good at it, so I chose the easy way out, because I'm a bitch. Anyway, so the synth pad that we chose today sounds a little bit like this. It's gonna be lathered in reverb and it's gonna be way in the back, so I would advise you to, put on a pair of headphones if you're watching this on a laptop or a phone. Yeah, sounds like this. Okay, yeah, so that synth pad sounds pretty good to me. There's a lot more that you could add if you wanted to as far as sound design goes. You could also use instruments for sound design to create more of an ambiance and more of an environment. But for the sake of simplicity in this case, and for the sake of getting things moving along faster, I chose to go with something that is reliable and has been proven to work time and time again. And I think that will suffice for this situation. So we're going to be moving on to the next thing now, which would be the vocals. Let's get to that. Okay, so the vocals for me in a typical depressed artsy fuckboy song are probably my favorite part, and one of the many other things that drew me to listening to this type of music as obsessively as I do. So I don't think it really matters what you write about or what the theme of your lyricism is, because most people aren't really listening to the lyrics. They're listening to the sort of collective interaction of all of the things that you've put together to create this world sonically. And as much as I may be taking the piss out of these types of songs in this video, it takes a lot of creativity and, dare I say, even ingenuity to put all of these seemingly airy elements together and make something cohesive from it that actually gets people's attention and gets people to feel something. And I think the vocals are the most important part of a depressed artsy fuckboy song. And the most important part of the vocals is that they exclusively have to be in falsetto. Regardless of what you're singing, how you're singing it, it has to be in your head voice. Okay, it's gonna convey a much, much more gritty and just overall, well, depressed tone. So I'm gonna be setting my mic up now. I wrote a couple of verses and a chorus that I'm gonna be singing over this very, very lovely tune that we've built here today. And another thing, they have to be lathered in a sinful amount of reverb. It is illegal for you to make this type of music without just lathering everything in as much reverb as you can put on it. So we're gonna be singing in exclusively falsetto, and everything is gonna be reverby as fuck, with maybe a tiny bit of delay. And that's a basic gist of doing vocals for a depressed indie fuckboy song. So yeah, let's do this. I'm gonna set up my mic, but before I do that, I would just like to thank you if you made it this far into the video. Once again, I appreciate you wasting 10 minutes of your life watching this bullshit. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, please share it to somebody who you think might enjoy it, and subscribe, because I might be posting more content of this type depending on how many likes I get. If we get to like 50 likes, I will upload a full version of the song on YouTube. And if we can get this video to 50,000 likes, I will convince my record label to actually have me record this and release it. So yeah, the power is in your hands. But anyway, it's been fun messing around for the last couple of minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and you have a good day, morning, evening, depending on where you're watching this from. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.